Little Gay Talk Show, Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
And it's another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show. I'm your host, Joel Tatum, and y'all, this week I got a lot to say.
And I'm your co-host, Julio, and this week has been an exciting week for, I think, all of us.
First of all, the week started off with, I've been trying to get to the doctor for the last month. Right,
to remove your hemorrhoids.
Yes, to get my hemorrhoids checked out. And I've had to go back and forth with the referral. It's all about a referral. You got to have a referral.
Who's got a referral? I don't know. How does that work?
Okay, so when your main doctor says that, hey, you need to see this specialist about this,
that's a referral. Okay.
That's a referral. So between the main doctor, the main office, and the specialist, nobody was getting anything. And they were going back and forth, and I kept being told, but we already sent it. No, they didn't get it.
Bitch.
No, they didn't get it. And I've already called you 5. What did you do to your insurance? We already did that 4 times.
We've
had this conversation so many times. So now we get it all settled and everything is fine. I get down there. It's not till next week.
Girl, bye.
I'm standing. She goes, Mr. Tatum, you're not supposed to be here till next week. I said, do you at least have all my paperwork? She goes, I have everything. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Thank God. Okay, thank goodness.
I said, okay, well, then I'll be back next week.
Oh, my God.
And then I got a call from Alejandro. And
who's Alejandro?
Let's just say that we no longer need that telethon. Let's just say that.
Ooh.
Cheers.
Extra early for her.
Cheers. And for the first time in I don't know how long.
I already put the screen up.
Yes, I know.
Fuck, that's how we're going to start the show once again.
We don't have.
I'm going to take it down for this week.
Yeah, you can take it down for this week because we don't have to worry about nothing.
Which one of our viewers actually loved that. And I low-key want to do a quick shout out for him. His name is Tom Ramsey. I saw him at the bar last night and we had a great conversation. He loves the show. He watches it. I'm going to show a little clip of him waving hi to you guys.
Mr. Ramsey, I saw the clip. You didn't want to call for the telethon?
He actually did. He said he dialed and got nothing. And I said, it's okay.
I'm sorry. If the lines were busy, you could have called back.
Okay. The number you have dialed is disconnected or no longer in service. That's what he got.
All I can say is that all needs have been fulfilled for this week.
Hallelujah. Praise him. There is a God.
Yes. He turned out to like the flip. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Who's this Alejandro? Where'd you meet him? What's going on? Hey, Alejandro, if you're watching. And listening.
I'm not really worried. I mean,
so what app was he from?
Facebook friends.
Ew.
I know, right?
Joel's his fans. Please inquire with it.
I was going to turn it down, but for some reason, we had a few cocktails the night before, and I guess I drunk texted him the night before. So he called me the next day, and I'm like, well, you poked the bear.
Okay.
So you might as well see what's going to happen. And, well, kind of glad I did. So we are fulfilled.
My sister got laid.
We are fulfilled for this week. The kitchen has been cooked in and
then I'm going to switch the background to, was it Joe finally got laid? In a celebration. Joe finally got laid. Right, guys? Yeah.
If you could use Kool and the Gang celebrate, that would be good. Which I'm sure you can't because you need permission for that. No, but still.
Yeah, sure. Oh my God.
And we have a new job. We have to go through we have to go through the interview thing, and then they were going to set up my schedule after that. So
where are you at now? That you found a job finally?
Yeah, I don't want to mention it simply because I didn't mention it. I don't like to mention where I work because I don't want people to
respect because you want the fans to come out there and bombard you while you're at work.
Yeah, exactly. If you recognize me while I'm there, that's fine. But I'm not.
Actually, you had one person recognize you at your last Union. It was actually the guy's Chris Legacy, his husband, were eating there, and he sent me a picture of you at the computer, like putting it in order, and I was like, "Oh, that's Joe. Did y'all say hi?" He's like, "We tried, but he keeps walking by us, doesn't recognize us." I was like, "He's probably busy or doing his thing."
usually if it's on the brunch, I don't see you. I see mimosas and I see.
But if you're a fan and you want to
say hello
and you want to stalk him at his job,
please don't do that. Please do not. There's no need for the stalking.
I don't even think there would be one follower.
I don't
even get harassed like that. We barely got Tom harassing.
I know.
You don't even harass us. I just want to throw that out there too and make the story dramatize the story.
And you know what? I'm also gonna say hello to Amanda because I know she's watching. She is super pregnant right now, and she has been sick her entire pregnancy. So she will listen to the episode or she'll watch us on YouTube.
Nice. Hey girl, hey.
And she's been doing it for quite some time. So
you got a little bean inside of you.
Hold out, girl. Hold out. It's gonna be okay. Her first pregnancy she said it was the smoothest ever, and then her second one, she's just poor thing. She's just sick all the time.
Lord, how many months is she?
I think she's about 3 or 4 months now. She just started. Okay. So we don't know the sex of the baby. I'm supposed to know that here soon. So I'm like, it'll be messed up if it's a girl.
Just look on you, by the way.
I just came from an interview at another place. Once again, don't really want to get into it, but it's just super fancy.
Yeah, you don't
very elite.
You don't have to say any names, but
very elite. Their standards are super high, which I don't mind. But you're going to be. I would have been working with like the very wealthy.
Oh, okay.
Which
so you would have seen me there maybe once or twice a week. Is what you're saying.
Okay. Would that mean that you would have been somebody's driver or valet or something?
I was there, wasn't I?
Exactly.
But I was there. We don't question how I got there.
And
it's the hate that I'm receiving from you right now, and the fact that you want to destroy my fantasy and the journey that I'm on, which I'm trying to live to the best.
All I'm saying is that your sex boy days should have happened in your 20s. You're a little too old to be somebody's.
Look.
I'm just saying. I know.
One sentence.
I know my place in society. It's fine. I 100% am fine with that. I'm in my comfort zone in this, so it is fine.
She's like, you can try to roast me, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I am 100% okay with it.
You're gonna get me on this one.
But this girl, sometimes I need to remind her. Bring it down a notch, girl.
I'm that girl. You need to remind me that I'm that girl.
You can't do everything, girl.
I've been done everything. Period. What about it?
I saw this little tweet earlier, and it was someone saying that Lady Gaga could make the color purple iconic, and I'm like, okay, we're talking about the color purple.
Meat iconic, a meat outfit.
Girl I love Lady Gaga, but y'all can't have her doing everything. She's already too busy. Y'all can't have her doing everything.
She's coming out with the movie House of Gucci.
House of Gucci.
Oh, I'm dying to see that.
I did not recognize her at first.
She's a great actress.
I did not recognize. I'm like, she looks familiar. And then somebody said, "That's Lady Gaga, bitch. Yeah. What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "That's Lady Gaga."
Yeah, that's one of the few artists that are very multifaceted.
She's a chameleon because I did not recognize her.
Excellent actress, excellent singer, performer, entertainer, fashion icon. The list goes on and on.
She is doing everything, y'all. She just does everything.
She called me the other day.
Did she?
I didn't have time to answer.
Did she?
I was just so busy.
Did she want another recipe? Another drink recipe? Is that what it was?
The recipe for my butternut squash casserole. I was like, no, Gaga, that's mine. You're just gonna put it on the internet. You're not gonna do. It's steal my intellectual property.
Did you just tell her to look in the refrigerator section at HEB?
I didn't get a chance to go that far, as I got hung up on. But yeah. Miss Gaga. So I'm excited to see her. That guy who did. I always think of his name as that guy from Star Wars. Ren Lauren or whatever his Star Wars character name is. The actor.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Name. I'm sorry, y'all. But he's co-starring with her. He's the husband and she's the wife of the House of Gucci. That's gonna be a quick.
Oh, that's Adam Driver, by the way.
Thank you. I knew that.
You know what? He is hot in an ugly way because I can't understand. Is he not?
I think it's the angles for him. Sometimes he'll be looking at you at an angle and you're like, ooh, he is. Yes. And then he'll turn around and you're like, no.
Yeah, it's like, it's like.
He's ugly and beautiful all in one.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't get it. He's one of those people.
Because when I first saw him in the Star Wars movies, I went,
Like, I get it. Like, you're ugly, beautiful, but like, honey, like Joel.
But you're
Temple.
I know. But you're kind of hot. But are you hot? I mean, but you're still kind of hot. Not in the traditional sense.
You're not cute in the traditional sense.
Which I think is brilliant now, because I don't. The Hollywood standards of being like super Chris Evans, Chris Evans, not Chris Pratt. He's having some issues right now because he joined that church that is anti-LGBTQ.
All of them. Which one?
I don't know. It's some super rich church. But
that Scientology one?
No, it's not Scientology. It is a Christian church.
Oh, God.
But he says he's not LGBT. He's not anti, but his church is.
Then why?
Then why are you a part of that church?
Why, sweetie?
And I realized, and he has said it's mostly because of his, it fits his spiritual journey, but your spiritual journey, they still talk about doing conversion therapy and all this other stuff
like that. Anti-LG. As soon as I find out something's anti-LGBTQ, even my favorite artist or somebody that I like to, I will. Like Dave Chappelle, now he lost my respect. I know he was doing it for publicity. He knew that would get. I don't take him serious either because his style of comedy has always been like very like sarcastic and like attackful, but in a humorous way. The Baby, I never cared for his music. I liked the features he was on, but after I found out he was also that, he died in my book.
Well, the Baby and
his music career died.
The Baby and Little Boozy, they just opened their mouths. Look,
they ain't shit. Fuck them.
Look, here's my thing. If you're homophobic, keep your goddamn mouth shut.
I'm out the closet already.
Just don't say nothing.
Period.
Don't say nothing.
That's it.
Stay out of people's grown folks' business, and just mind your own.
Yeah.
Don't say anything, especially when you're trying to have a music career.
Speaking of musicians, down the road, I want to talk about Travis Scott, along with the rappers type conversation. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, because that conversation, I think, is going to be a little bit more.
It's a heavy combo.
That's a heavy conversation.
I
want to keep it light in the first part, but in the last part, we're gonna talk about that because we do live in Houston, and
we do. And we're such important figures. And we have to watch what we say because it could be taken the wrong way. We will have to put in a press release in the way that our show's set up. We can't afford a lawsuit. Don't sue us.
I mean, you're not gonna get much. I mean, you might get a little bit of a quick
lint from my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna get much, but that doesn't mean that we can't get sued. It just means you ain't gonna get much.
So allegedly, that's that word around.
But the fact of the matter is that's we live in Houston. The Astroworld Fest has been going on, I think, for what 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. It's. I did not realize how big it has gotten.
It's fucking huge.
And it was close to 100,000.
I wanted to go to this one this year. Something kept me from going. I just want to thank the spirits that were looking out for me. I want to thank my tarot readers, my crystal people. Yeah.
So I got to. We'll get into that in the.
To recap your week, you got laid, finally. And then you finally got laid. Just throw that one more time in case you didn't hear. And then you got now you got a job now, girl. Was there any resolution to the identity theft situation?
Here's the resolution. I just have to watch my stuff online.
Can they change your bank account number or just change your number?
That's already been done. Okay. All that stuff has already been done.
Good.
So
safe. That's more peace of mind right there. They're not still working with the old numbers and stuff.
No.
Thank God.
I have somebody monitoring my account
now. Officially.
You have to go to the government to do that. Identity.gov if you ever have those kind of issues.
Period.
There's another one, but I forgot the name of it. I think it's for internet scams that they also have too. And I filed a police report, so there's a police report there. So there's all kinds of stuff.
Good.
All kinds of stuff happened with that. The bank account got cleared out, and we're back to zero, basically. Nice. But that's going to affect my credit for a while, which is okay. I don't have much of my credit. I'm not one of those people who has thousands and thousands of dollars in debt.
Shit. Okay, good.
So I don't carry a lot of debt. Now the problem is that I also don't have I don't have credit cards because I don't like credit cards.
Nice.
So there's no way for me to. When I do want to establish credit, the irony is that I have to have some debt.
The irony.
Isn't that ironic? You have that. All my friends are going, well, Joel, you have to carry some debt. And I'm like, well, the whole point of keeping myself debt-free was not to carry any debt. But when I want a loan or if I want to get a credit card, they're like, well, you don't have enough. There's not enough here for us.
You can even set your own limit. Like, let's say you can set the minimum limit to that card. Like, if you can, that way you catch yourself not overspending or not overusing it or being like, But it's nice to have just in case of emergency.
Well, yeah, it would be nice to have it, but like I said, for some of those, they want you to put like $200 debt deposit or what have you, which I don't care. But I'm like, that sounds like a debit card to me. I have a debit card. I have 2 debit cards. I don't really need another debit card.
That part.
So I'm not going to be carrying much debt with this. I'm going to pay off the debt later on.
Yeah.
When as soon as I get all my finances back together.
Besides all that, was there anything else going on in your week?
No. I mean, I think it's been... The week is still going. I still have a couple of things going on this week. And I picked up a couple extra shifts. As well as I'm going to be doing the new job here soon.
Nice.
So, and hopefully this will be the last weekend. Because amazingly enough, I told one of my friends at work on Sunday. They said, "Hey, I'm not going to be here next Sunday, but I'll be here the following Sunday." And I said, "If I'm still here the following Sunday, something went wrong. I will not be here by the time you come up. I will not be here by the time you get back. I can guarantee you that."
Yeah.
And sure enough, sometimes you have to put your foot down. You know what I'm saying? I put 40 applications out there.
Ooh, girl,
40.
online, I'm assuming.
A lot of them are online. A lot of them I did in person.
Yeah.
And now everybody's calling back.
Good. That's actually a good thing. It take about a week before you see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times when we apply online, we want the immediate, that rarely happens.
And, I'm so in my head. I went through I made a very nice resume. I have all my experience on there. So in my head, I'm like, you should be able to take a look at my resume and just go, you know what? I want you. Come to me. Come to me right now. Period. Because my resume is what? Sickening.
Get it, girl.
So how about you, girl? Because it can't be all about me.
I know. I just didn't want to cut you off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you? Girl, don't do that.
You know what? Fuck this bitch. Cut the mic up. Turn the volume down. Anyways.
Go ahead, girl.
Oh, I had a good week so far. Work-wise, everything's going good. Personal, everything's going good too. I got to work on. I'm helping putting the finishing touches for a video that I'm making for the Montrose Angels. So Lupe Salas and Piero Arevalo they're executive producing a calendar, which is going to feature a lot of the Montrose popular drag queens. And they got a good variety, a good cast on there. So they'll have a calendar coming soon, and it basically is for charity. The donation, whoever buys a calendar, that money goes towards Montrose Angel, and Montrose Angels was set up to be a neighborhood kind of like help program. Like I don't know if it's only limited to industry people or anybody. I just know that if you're in need of something, that you can come to them and say, "Hey, by the way, I need to pay my rent," or "Can you please help me out with this medical situation?" And they would step in and help you out. So
will you be flashing that information during the episode?
Once it's all up and running, they have once it gets close. Right now, they're waiting for the product to come back. They're waiting for to clear the sample, clear the material. Once it's in physical hands, they can start pushing promo for them. Get the calendar, get all that stuff. So for now, I can't really show any of the promo that I've made. I can show you off camera. So my goal, my role in that, I was just helping out, helping out wherever I could. Behind the scenes, and then I ended up just shooting a video myself, just kind of like behind the scenes, so it can get more promotion going. So once the promo starts happening for y'all, we'll see the video. I'll post some of the links. I'll let you know where you can find this calendar and that kind of stuff.
And what about the organization itself? Is it up and running yet, or are they still
up and running yet? They have a social media page. As far as I can see, they only had Instagram, so it was the Montrose Angels Instagram page. I think it officially kicks off once the calendar hits.
Okay.
That's what I think. I don't know. I haven't really spoken to them about it, so I don't want to put too much information out there.
Okay.
They have different. They change their mind down the road.
Well, let's get that when that calendar does come out. Let's get that information out there so people
fun.
can.
That was a fun shoot. We had a lot of the queens. So basically, it's every month had a theme, and so each queen had a dress for that theme of that month, and some got to pick what they wanted to do. We had maybe one or two people that made things a little harder for the rest of us, but that's not the point. You know who you are, mamas. And if I have to, she always tells a little
bit of shade, but it's always underground. Just a little low key
shade
on the down low.
Other than that, I got a new camera, which is what we're recording this episode on. Just kind of upgrading my equipment and seeing if I can get back into like doing photography again. Like I've been hanging around some people. One of my friends, Victor, who was a photographer for the photo shoot of Montrose Angels calendar. Just talking to him, he kind of inspired me to like maybe get back into it, and I'll show you some stuff. I'll do this, and so like. At least one of the things I wanted to do regardless was buy a new camera, because I have my old camera, but that was limited. It was older technology. It wouldn't record the way I wanted to. So now I upgraded that. So I'm excited.
He can look at the monitor now on his new camera, which I can see myself too.
I did learn one thing about myself when it comes to making stuff. I don't necessarily. I like doing it as a hobby. I like doing it where it feels fun for me to do it, and I'm exploring my creativity. I don't like where I feel like I hate turning my hobby and passion into a job or starting to charge. So what I'm doing this second round of me getting back into photography and videography is like, I'm just going to pick and choose who I want to work with and make my own projects. And it's like, it's not even about the money for me. It's just like having fun, creating good content. Like,
I can hear his Instagram. If Instagram could ring.
No,
did you say free?
I'll put it to you this way, Mama. Listen, if I reach out to you and you and I talk, it's more likely a collaboration. It's free. But if you're reaching out to me expecting free, you're going to get charged for something. And even then, I'm going to be real selective, because, like I said, it's not my main income right now. It's not my main source of income or a side hustle. It's just like a fun hobby. Before the pre-pandemic, when I was doing it, and I was starting to get busy, and I was starting to get booked, and then I hated how it turned into a job. I hated how something I loved turned to a job. And as much as I wanted it to be a job, like I just hated. I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me.
You have to be careful, because it can easily. It can easily turn into a job, and people are going to have certain expectations.
As long as it's on my terms, not on the terms of other people. That's one thing I learned this time around. The other time around, I was sacrificing a lot. I was changing certain prices. I was giving more than what I should have gave. This time around, I was like, I'm not stretching myself out too thin this time. If I can do it in a professional route, I'm actually going to make sure that it's what I want to do at all times. And that part. And so that's kind of been my week so far, honestly. Have you been paying attention to the headlines?
I have been paying attention to a lot of stuff going on right now.
So earlier I mentioned Travis Scott. What are your thoughts on that? Are you familiar with what happened there?
Who isn't familiar? That's 8 people. That's 300 people. That's
international news at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much international news.
It started local, and it just hit the ground running.
Let me say this. This is not the first time that something like this has happened.
Yeah.
This has happened at a few concerts beforehand, and I guess I'm going to put my age on the table here. It has happened a few times in the past.
Yes.
This is not the worst of the worst. There have been countless others that have been a little bit worse than this.
Yes.
Also, don't remember Ariana Grande had a almost similar situation happen in England.
Oh my.
I think hers was a shooting, maybe,
yeah, but that one was out of her control completely.
Yeah, but that was out of her control completely.
Was shot up.
This is.
Those were sacrifices. That's sort of the conspiracy theory that's been already floating around.
I cannot even believe the conspiracy theories that have already popped up.
Have you seen them?
Literally less than a day after.
Yeah.
Literally, and some of them are the most ridiculous I've ever seen.
They are.
Sometimes TikTok, your algorithm is. There's something wrong with TikTok's algorithm.
Kind of like, hey, I see the correlation. Okay.
But
at the end of the day, though,
sadness
and our condolences do go out, and respectfully, they do go out to the family and anybody who was affected by that incident. Basically, Travis Scott had a concert, had a few guest people there, and around the 9 o'clock period, it's when the crowd kind of stampede through the gates, the barricades.
I think what they called it was they pushed forward.
They did. And that's a horrible feeling too, by the way.
Yeah, they pushed forward. And in concert terms, when I've been to many concerts, and when the artist is trying to pump up the crowd, to get them hyped up and having a good time, which is apparently what happened with Travis, and what Travis usually does at his concerts is just to get the people hyped up. I want to wait until there's been a thorough investigation, until we know all the facts, because we don't know everything yet. This recently just happened, and people are still sorting stuff out.
Also, because of this, have you noticed the trend on social media and, for example, TikTok as well, where artists are now like blatantly stopping their show? Hey, stop that right there. Hey, medical, like they're like, and some have referenced that Travis. We're not doing this world. Hey, medical.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a shame because it's a big festival here in Houston.
It
was becoming a very big festival. It was rivaling some of the stuff that's going on in Austin.
Yes,
and I really don't want to lose that. I think that what has to happen is that once the investigation is thoroughly complete, everybody needs to calm down. Let the people who know what they're doing investigate this thoroughly. Then we come up with a safety plan on to make sure this never happens again.
Correct.
And the people who are responsible need to pay for whatever they need to pay for. If it turns out Travis is wholly responsible, then he needs to do stuff.
On social media about like different people that recorded from their own phone footage.
Even Channel 11 News is asking people to send in video.
Oh yeah.
For so that they can show video, and I'm like, please let the right people do their job.
Thank you.
Please let these people do their job. We need to find out what's going on, and we can't find out what's going on with all this stuff going around on social media.
Yeah,
and this and that. Look, I feel for the victims.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because there were 8 victims, and one of my friends posted the picture. I still hadn't seen the pictures, and one of the friends posted pictures. I guess they just released them today.
Okay.
Of the victims. So you got to give their families time to process and mourn. And the last victim, it took the longest because it was hard for them to identify who it was.
And also, a lot of the people associated with Travis Scott, particularly his wife's family, the Kardashians and the Jenners, they've been getting a lot of backlash too, because apparently they've made some comments which was respectful, but at the same time they were kind of like, people just didn't like the way they came across, and so they came out for the entire, especially Kim got the worst of it.
Here's the problem with the Kardashian. Anytime something major happens, they always do the wrong thing. They always say or do the wrong thing. I really wish the Kardashians would just, like everybody else, just don't say anything.
Okay.
I do not say anything.
Like when Kanye goes on TV, like he was on an episode of Drink Champs, which is a vlog on YouTube, the Revolt channel that Sean Combs owned, P. Diddy. And he went on there and he just spouted out a lot of... Kanye is untamed. When he talks on the interview, he'll say whatever comes to his mind, and he doesn't care how it hits the fucking fan. He's going to run with it.
And you know what? I think most people are... None of us are ever surprised when Kanye says... The moment Kanye opens his mouth, we just go...
It's fun to watch. I just like watching that.
What is he going to say now?
Yeah. But speaking of Kanye, did you know he was in Houston on last Wednesday?
I did not know that until and I'd seen the post, but I take the internet for
Kanye West
at face value.
The Menil Museum, which is actually several blocks from your house. There, he lives in a prominent area. You guys, Joel's neighborhood is very safe. But yeah, Kanye West visited the Menil collection, and he went there to see apparently a particular art piece that was from a Chicago artist, which was called the Gates House of Fire and Other Tragic Encounters, which was made in 2014. So it's being displayed there, which is a big fucking deal. Kanye West was in town visiting a museum right down the street from us, which is Pretty cool.
Well, I didn't know I didn't know what he was doing there, or what particular art piece. Or do we have any idea of what the art pieces were about, or
not really? I haven't looked that deep into. I just know there were some pieces that he personally wanted to see them. Also, he was in town because he was meeting up with a local figure in the hip hop community, and they wanted to kind of settle some differences between him and Drake, the artist. So. Because they've been beefing for the longest, and Kanye brought him up in that interview and things of nature. So they're trying to just end that whole beefing. But the thing is, they're two competitive guys who want to be at the top of their game, and they're in each other's way, and they'll do whatever it takes to and they keep sending subliminals to each other and teasing and playing around.
I don't feel either way when it comes to Drake, but. I mean,
his daddy. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, I just don't see what the big deal is. Drake is
he cute.
He all right.
He can get it.
He all right. I suppose.
Yeah, he got it.
I mean, there's been some issues about his dating life, but for the most part, I don't really.
I mean, a young multi-millionaire young man who is good looking, has a great career, was at the top of his game. Can practically get any female he wants. You think he's going to settle for one at the moment? Nah.
Why would he?
He's playing that field. He loves living that life. At least it seems like it. You wrote about James Corden and Wicked. And
oh my God! Let me tell you something.
A cast?
The internet has lost its.
So tell people who James Corden is.
I think everybody knows who James Corden is. If you do not know the Late Late Show, if you have not seen Peter Rabbit, if you have not seen The Prom, if you have not seen Cats, oh my God! I can understand if you have not seen Cats. I took one look at Cats and went, nope.
Oh, he ruined that movie?
No, I'm not saying he ruined it. The whole movie was. No. Have you ever seen the preview for Cats? Oh my God, it's horrific. It's one of those.
Taylor Swift was in it. He was in it.
Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift, James Corden. There were so many stars.
Yep.
It's just that the animation
was not it. Didn't do it for you.
It was horrific for a lot of people. It was traumatizing.
You've seen porn with better lighting than that.
It's not about the lighting. It's about the way that they animated cats to make them look live action, singing.
You can just tell their computer.
And I'm like, what is this?
Oh my.
Okay, I know that Cats on Broadway was the idea of bringing a show where people are dressed up like cats to the movie screen was never a good idea.
Okay.
I did not understand how you would be able to do that. But then you tried to make them live CGI animated cats.
They went to cat school for that too.
So when it comes to James Corden, everyone assumes that anytime he touches anything, it's going to turn terrible. And that is why when Wicked was announced, fans were elated. And then when James Corden's name came up, fans actually put a petition. I think it's up to almost close to 100,000 people now.
Yeah,
saying that they don't want him anywhere near.
Oh my God,
Wicked. I don't know how I'd feel if I was James Corden.
Has he addressed that issue?
You know what? I don't know, and I don't even know if he would want. How would he?
Oh my God!
Honestly,
look it up. I'm gonna look it up. See,
he's gonna look it up. He's gonna Google it, y'all. But how? I don't know how he would. And if he did take the role, he would probably take it out of spite, just to spite everybody. But I don't think anybody in casting or what have you, I don't think they want to take that risk, to be quite honest. Now, one of the most controversial roles he played
not a petition on change.org.
Yes.
But
I think the real reason why we got this petition was because of his controversial role on The Prom, which was a Netflix musical. It had Nicole Kidman and Melanie Griffith. Not Melanie Griffith, did I just say Melanie Griffith?
You did.
Nicole Kidman and the dame of all dames, she can literally act in anything, and I would be I told him she could be in Boys in the Hood, and I would not. The great Meryl Streep could be literally in Boys in the Hood, and I would not be upset about it.
Oh my God.
Would not be upset. And then they had James Corden, who played a effeminate gay man in this role.
So his everyday life.
Which people were upset about because The role was originally played by someone on
straight guy. I think he's at least bisexual.
Well, the role was actually played by someone on Broadway who won a Tony for it. I forgot to bring up his name, and I'm sorry for that. Y'all can just Google that. And the fact that they put James Corden in that role, the role called for someone who understood growing up as a effeminate gay man, growing up in Indiana, going to high school and having to deal with all the fears and stuff. And everyone said he played it terribly and that he should not have been cast. You literally had so many gay actors who could have played that role. And a lot of people weren't upset about the fact that he was heterosexual. Yeah. What they were upset about is that they
heterosexual.
He is heterosexual. He has wife and several kids.
I met a few gay men with wife and kids.
Okay, but he's not it. He's just not it.
She's not that girl.
He's just not that girl. So you needed someone who understood the pain and tragedy of growing up. Like, you should get a gay actor for that.
To play Wicked?
No, to play in the prom.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I have not seen Wicked. Have you seen Wicked?
No, I've seen the books go around circulating. I know they're popular, but I'm not big into musicals. And
neither am I. I'm not
a
musical queen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, older gay queens, but I'm not one of the
shade to like people that like it.
No shade,
bitch. Live your best life.
No shade.
But it just doesn't hold my.
I've only.
There's very few musicals here and there I've seen that I'm like, oh, I like this. But
the only two musicals I ever liked was Cabaret.
Cabernet?
Cabaret. Not Cabernet.
I like Cabernet.
I know you like Cabernet. But Cabaret and Chicago. Those are the only two musicals I've ever liked.
Moulin Rouge was a good one.
No, I didn't particularly care for Moulin Rouge.
No, she didn't care for you either, Joe.
I know she didn't care for me either, but no, The Greatest Showman, no.
I never saw that. I've wanted to see that, actually.
No.
The Greatest Showman. Like I said, I'm not musical oriented, so when these movies come out, I'm just like, if I see it, I see it, and if I don't,
it's not something I run out to see, right. So no.
Exactly.
So I'm not very knowledgeable on what's going on with Wicked, although every queen I know says, oh my God, girl, Wicked. It's all about Wicked. I'm like, you know what? I might have to see this because I'm tired of...
Get my ass out of this conversation.
I might have to see it because I'm tired of all these gays coming up to me going, you have to see Wicked. So I will go see it.
No, I don't, bitch.
But I
see shit.
But like I said, I just thought it was hilarious. Okay. You literally started a petition against an actor you don't like.
And the original goal was 75,000. I think it exceeded.
It exceeded 75,000. So James Corden, if you ever come across this video ever,
girl.
Don't feel bad.
I do.
Please don't feel bad. I realize that
because you're a girl, and I'm gonna start a petition.
But you're just not that girl.
Remind people that you're not that girl.
You're just not that girl. Not for Wicked. Maybe for something else.
Now the petition is at 79,600.
Ooh, I don't mean to laugh.
Sign.
Oh my God, that would be like somebody putting out a petition to keep us off the air for good. No.
The person who started this petition said, and I'm gonna post this on the.
Yeah, please do.
Said James Corden is in no way, shape, or form should be in or near the production of Wicked, the movie. The fact that people went out of their way to say, "Yeah, Mama, you right."
Oh my God. It's one thing to just say it on Twitter or something, but to put a petition together. Girl.
They were not playing.
They are not playing. They want to make these are actual. I honestly, I really do think these are fans. These are actually
real fans. Yes,
real Wicked fans who are saying no to James Corden.
Wait, so the next conversation. Sorry, I mean, so Wicked and all that. Paul Rudd, you said he is
people. Yes, Paul Rudd. I went to the grocery store this morning trying.
He is people's sexiest man alive.
He's people's sexiest man alive. Let me tell you something. I did not see that coming.
At all.
But I understand it because. He is a. You know what I've always thought about.
Guy,
you know what I always thought of Paul Rudd. I always thought of Paul Rudd as adorable. I always thought of Paul Rudd makes would make the most wonderful husband on the planet. You would not be in need of anything if you were with Paul Rudd. I swear to God, you would not be.
And I'll post a picture of Paul Rudd. I don't see. I mean, he is a good-looking guy, but I don't. He's not my kind of stuff where I'm like,
I'm actually excited because, he's like the homegrown guy you hang out with.
This is kind of like our local magazines. If you pay the right people, you'll get on certain covers and certain articles.
Is that? I don't think Paul Rudd. That's too much of Paul Rudd conspiracy.
Real deep.
I can understand with I almost said Travis Tritt with
that's his dude. Formerly
the guy from The Voice, who they made Sexiest Man Alive for some.
Legend or something?
No, not John Legend.
The guy, the country dude.
The country dude, which I was like, why? See, we forgot his name. Nobody remembers him.
Exactly.
Nobody will ever.
Or something like that. The Voice judge. There's Ariana. There's Kelly Clarkson. There's John Legend, and then there's. And he's dating Gwen Stefani. I really
he's dating. Just Google it.
Girl, I'm gonna
Blake Shelton. Hi.
Thank you. I'm
like
Shane,
Blake Shelton.
Same thing.
Y'all made Blake Shelton sexiest man alive. Why?
I let you know that people are paying for their covers, or they have connections, or they
would have to. Would Blake Shelton? Paul Rudd? No. Paul Rudd? No.
They connect. They know the plug to the cover.
You know how I knew that? You know what got me though?
What?
Was the moment that I read that Paul Rudd was the sexiest man alive on People. I was watching the only movie that I had not seen in the MCU was Ant-Man.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what?
Decent movies, by the way. Ant-Man, they're decent.
Yeah, they're decent.
Ooh, speaking of movies.
Hold on, let me get to that point though.
Yes.
I was watching a scene where him and Evangelina Lilly are fighting, or they're doing they're
Evangelina Lilly, who's that?
She's a character. She plays Janet Van Dyne's daughter, but I forget her name. But anyway, they were training and everything. They were doing a training montage, and he takes his shirt off, and I went, God damn, he is sexy.
Chill.
Yikes, he is sexy. Because he's got that one moment where he's like, ow, I hurt my thing. And it's like, look at those abs. Look at those abs.
Okay.
Look at that lean body. Look at, oh my God. I'm like,
Joe was ready.
I can see why he's sexiest man. And I was drooling. I was like, oh, I can see why he's sexiest man. Yes. So he has that undercover sexiness, I think. I think he has that undercover sexy. And by the way, his son does a lot of TikTok videos because he says they're hilarious because his TikTok videos are all about the fact that every time he talks to a woman, they keep asking about his dad.
Damn. Well, there goes your dating life, kid.
And don't get me wrong, Paul Rudd's son is in his 30s. Paul Rudd, I think, is 53. He is hot. 53.
He has a hot son?
His son is, I think, close to your age. I mean, 33, maybe 34.
Are we really going to put my...
His son is very handsome. Is he hot?
I don't know. I've never seen his son. I have no idea who his son is.
I've seen him on TikTok. You need to watch more TikTok.
Girl, I watch it.
Because he's on my For You page.
Now, speaking of those movies and superheroes and all that, did you see the new Eternals by chance?
No, I haven't seen it. Have you seen Eternals yet?
I did.
Please, no spoilers. Because
no spoilers.
Just tell me how you felt about it.
Okay, so honestly, this is not shade, and this is because the movie did nothing wrong. I low-key fell asleep for like the first 30 minutes of the movie. I was just dead ass. Finally woke up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm at the movies. I gotta watch this. So I started watching the movie. I thought it was good. There's some parts that there's some scenes or parts that just too much talking or just ran a little long than it should. But it's a very I went with my friend. I told him I felt like there was a lot of existentialism because they do a lot of talking of consciousness. The existence of they have a lot of universal talk, the universe, where we came from,
who we are, blah blah,
what we're about, who the gods are, who the masters, who are the divines, and stuff like that. So which it didn't bother me. I like stuff like that. It's a very spiritual movie. Very. you almost walk out having an existential crisis because you're like, oh my God, where do we come from?
There were a lot of people. There were a lot of people who watched this film, and they all agree, whether they loved it or hated it. Whether they loved it or hated it, they all agreed it was the most not Marvel movie they have ever seen. Whether they loved or hated it.
Had a lot of representation on there for sure. Yes, representation. You're going to see it when you watch the movie. I don't want to ruin it for you. That moment hit you, and you'll be like,
I want that moment to hit me.
Because when I was there watching, I was like, okay. One that I will like put out there that's not giving anything away. One of the first time I ever seen a superhero that was that used ASL to communicate, American Sign Language.
Yeah,
they were deaf, and so and I thought that was unique. I've never seen a superhero and yeah, that was really cute. I like that a lot. So it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Just a lot of existentialist consciousness, awakenings. Very that route. And it's very prominent. The visuals were incredible when you enjoyed that. I'm trying to think of the word they kept calling like their God, like they're divine, they're all knowing.
Celestials.
They're celestials. That one, thank you.
I read a lot of comic books, so I know.
So yeah, it was cool, like seeing the Celestials. The Celestials were very like dead set on what they wanted, what their intention was. One of the characters in the movie knew what the intention was, but they couldn't tell the group, so it wouldn't take away from their agenda. The fact that these people could live for centuries and still look the same, and then how they played a key role in almost every major turning event in history in the movie. Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Now I know that the director.
Also, before I lose this train of thought, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another part that really struck me is another part where it became the existential crisis type thing. Like, in one scene, they showed these robot bodies. Essentially, like if you ever seen like The Last Airbender, which is Avatar kind of. So you saw the Avatar, and you saw the different type of avatars they've been, and they kind of. It was very similar to The Last Airbender, where it's like each avatar led up to the current. The experiences of the previous ones led up to that person in this that life and that existence, and how they were able to call back from their previous lives, memories, or things like that.
Are we talking about The Last Airbender then?
Both. But I'm using that as a reference, like the Avatar portion of it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm using the Airbender. But we're still talking about the Eternals.
No, I was going to say, are you talking about the cartoon or are you talking about the live action?
No, the cartoon.
Okay. Oh, good. Because I was like, I'm sitting here going, is he talking about the live action?
No, bitch, I'll put you this way. I watched The Last Airbender, and then I watched the Last Airbender, the newer version with Katana. That's her name.
Korra. Legend of
that
Korra.
Bitch, that hoe. That one.
I love Legend of Korra.
I did too.
I did. I really did.
And I watched it right after I watched The Last Airbender and realized, oh wait, there's another one. And it had its moments, but it was very similar.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the. Now, I would have already watched this movie.
Yeah.
But I'm dealing with all my crises, so I had to deal with all that first. But now that things are slowly starting to come into place, I cannot wait until I actually sit in the theater and watch it. But everyone I've talked to, whether they loved it or they hated it, all said the same thing. This is not the traditional Marvel movie, and I'm glad it's not the traditional Marvel. Even the people who hated it are like, I am so glad that this is not a traditional Marvel movie.
Some action scenes.
Yeah.
But it was in the very beginning. That's why I was asleep. And I finally woke up. I was like, oh, shit, I got to watch the movie.
But even the people who did not care for it said that they love the fact that this is not a traditional Marvel, and they love the direction that Marvel is still going in. Even if this movie, and this, by the way, this movie has already made close to $100 million, so it's already made most of its money back. So, and even during a pandemic, for Marvel to still be successful, Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings and Black Widow still being successful during a pandemic when people aren't going to the movies as much, or when they are, they're only going in on certain blocks. That says a lot. The problem is that the only problem that I have is the fact that I really am looking forward to when movies get back to business.
They won't.
And
honestly, they won't.
I don't want everything to be just Marvel for right now. I want a variety.
Oh, okay. You mean
I want my variety back of movies.
Superheroes only genre.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
I thought when you said
comic book nerd, superhero nerd, that's who I am. But I do enjoy other movies as well.
And I thought when you said business, you meant like the streaming portion of it.
No. I want to get back to the business of seeing other movies talking with other subjects.
Thing, though, movie attendance has gone down because everything is streaming now. Literally, you can watch the Eternals right now on Disney Plus if you rent it for like $30.
I'm not doing that.
You can watch it at home with your entire family. So
I don't want to do that. I want to watch it on the movie screen.
Bitch, what if you like? It's just as expensive to go to the movies as it is to rent it at home.
Yeah, but there's something about this
drinks, the experience.
I want the movie experience.
Which I get. I'm traditional like that. And I love the movie experience. Trust me, I'm the kid that goes to the movies by himself.
I will admit, I did watch Black Widow on the small screen, and then I'm sitting there thinking, I really wish I'd have watched it on the big screen.
You ever have those moments? Did you ever go to the movies by yourself?
Yes.
Bitch.
Yes. You know what the best time for me to go to the movies, honestly, if you really want to go to the movies, early afternoon, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Bitch, ain't nobody in that movie.
Ain't nobody in there.
Yours.
It might be you and 4 other people. And everybody is so spread out. It's ridiculous.
On the weekdays.
On the weekdays.
On the weekend.
On a Monday.
Yeah.
On a Monday.
Bitch, ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody there. Everybody's in school. Everybody's out and about. You don't have to deal with kids.
I think with time, Joel, movie theaters are going to slowly disappear. It's going to be like, the best example, I feel like it's going to be the next blockbuster, the next Hollywood, Hollywood film, what's it Store Hollywood, where like you would remember when you used to go rent movies and now you can just stream them. I think movies are headed in that direction where like, do we have to go to a movie theater? Yes, the tradition is there, but now you can watch it at home at your own comfort. Now you can... I think the traditional movie theater that are going to die. I know that rooftop theaters, outdoor theaters are kind of popular again, ever since COVID.
I don't think they're going to completely die out. I think it's going to slim down. I think you're not going to go to a movie theater that has 90 movies playing.
I think at the rate we're going, it may not be immediate. I think in the next 5 years,
maybe in the 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I can see.
But I think it's going to be streamlined. I don't think it's really going to be
like the blockbusters. Like they trim down to just a few stores, and then the next thing you know, they're just like, hey, do we even need a blockbuster anymore? You just never saw them again. Hollywood Video, my bitch. Remember Hollywood Video?
Yes, I remember Blockbuster and Hollywood.
They were cooler than
Hollywood, but as soon as Netflix came around, and yes, I did it. Hey, I can get my. I don't have to. I can get my video at home.
I have Netflix. I have Prime. The only one I haven't gotten is Hulu yet. But Do you
realize something? A lot of people don't know this. You can still get video rentals on Netflix.
Video riddles. What is that?
CD. You remember back in the day
when you would order from the queue when they first started.
When they first started, you could get it through the mail.
Yeah,
and you never had to go to Blockbuster ever.
Sure.
You could just order it and keep it as long as you need, and then send it back.
Yep, I remember that.
Yes.
No late fees, no nothing.
Netflix is the one who put everybody out of business. Yeah, that was their selling point.
No late fees. Return it whenever you want, or you can buy the movie.
Exactly.
If you couldn't return it, if you lost it or scratched it.
Yeah, exactly. It was cheaper to. Yeah, if you lost it, scratched it, whatever. But you could still get.
You can even buy movies from them at one point because they would have sales. Movies were no longer popular, and they would sell movies for $5 at a time.
But you could still rent movies from Netflix
if you really wanted to.
If you really wanted to, you could still. I don't know why you would want to. They're just going to show them anyway. But
you're a bitch.
Well, honestly,
you're not that girl.
Because there's still a video service. You could rent. Literally any movie from.
There's only one Blockbuster left in the world.
I thought it was in Washington State.
I think so. Somewhere around there. There or Canada. One of the other.
Yeah, I think it's in Washington State. They did a documentary on that.
They sure did. It's nostalgic. I would love to go to the store just to like walk around and remind myself like when I was a kid.
Wow, a lot of people just go to.
I'm old now.
Honestly, it's a tourist destination because a lot of people just go in there to take pictures. But are you really renting a video? I have several players in here.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last time I inserted a movie into a player.
Bitch, I have a CD player in my car, and since I've owned the car, I've yet to use that goddamn CD player. That's how you know we phased out.
Wait, how old is your car if you still have a CD player?
2010.
2010? And they still had CD players at the time?
CD player built in, but I think realistically, and I think once or twice I've used in the entire ownership of that car, once or twice, girl. I mean, because I always had a phone. I've always connected my phone to my thing. I found a way. I never used the CD player.
You know, when Apple Pods were out,
they're not Apple Pods, sweetie. iPods.
When Apple iPods were out,
it will roast you if you don't.
I don't care.
Tell me about these Apple Pods.
When Apple iPods came out,
don't correct it.
Once I was able to figure out how to hook it up to the aux, on the radio, we never used a CD again.
Never.
We never used a CD because CD. We had to carry them in the trunk. in those big suitcases with all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you had to go to the trunk.
Did you ever have that CD book?
Did you ever see
Did you ever have a CD book, bitch?
Yes.
You're not that girl if you didn't have that CD
You're not that girl if you didn't have a CD book.
Bitch,
You are not that girl if you did not. There are Gen Zers going, what is he talking about?
Break into
oh my
your car
God.
and steal your CD book.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a thing. Like, I got my CD stolen was a thing you would tell people.
I remember some of my friends went so elaborate, they actually had a CD changer hooked up in the trunk.
Multi-changer.
And multi-changer hooked up in the trunk.
Girl.
So that they would never have to physically put in a CD player. Put in a CD into the CD player.
Those girls now. Where are those girls?
Oh my God, we're those girls.
We're the golden girls now.
Oh my God. We're talking about ancient technology. Nobody uses it anymore.
Yesterday, like,
you know, when someone said, hey,
already see people cry.
I know. Well, even though I still watch commercials where every time they have a movie and they go, oh, well, it's on Blu-ray disc. I'm like, Blu-ray disc, bitch. I can go to Voodoo.
That was a short-lived trend, by the way.
Girl, I can go to Voodoo and own that movie in 5 minutes.
Blu-rays were such a short-lived trend. I never owned a Blu-ray, bitch.
If you own a gaming system, you automatically have a Blu-ray player.
Comes with it,
and if you have a desktop, you can play Blu-rays. But I've never used it
ever, girl. There's some technologies. So that's what I was saying about these Hollywood. Like, how that's what it's going to happen in movie theaters. Like, they're going to phase out. They're going to like slowly become a thing of the past, where we look at it on documentaries. Like, damn, back in the 2000s, when people went to the movies. They're like, what?
I think by the time you are in your 50s, I think that there'll be another way to. I don't know if it's going to be 100% streaming.
When I'm that girl?
When you're that girl. When your numbers switch around.
When I'm not 35 instead of 53?
Which is funny because you're 35 and I'm 53. And if we switch the numbers around, you become 53 and I become 35.
Can you not remind me? Thanks.
So when those numbers switch around, I think that's when it's going to be like completely phased out. But I think for right now, I think it's going to get.
I'm just shooketh at this point.
Yeah, I think it's going to get completely. He is so shooketh.
When I get to your age,
he is really thinking about that.
That's all I'm.
He is really.
When I'm 53, I hope I look better. I hope I sound better.
With this skin, good luck, girl. Good luck, girl. That's all I had to say. You better take. I want to look like you. You just make sure you moisturize, girl, because you're looking kind of rough already. You're looking kind of rough already, so make sure you moisturize, girl.
I'm gonna use steaming to moisturize. Yeah, I'm an organic girl. I am farm to table. I am fresh produce. I am that Sunday morning.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Let me ask you a question, because we're almost done with this episode.
What's up? What's up?
Are those prescription glasses you wear?
They're not.
They're not.
They're yellow. They're like the yellow lenses. That's it. I like wearing little cute glasses like this. Do you mind?
With that hat.
I love this hat. I actually ordered another hat similar to this one, but apparently the picture did not match what I ordered. I ordered on Amazon. I ordered another fedora. I ordered a burgundy color one, and it was like really pretty. And so when it got there, the brim was too wide. It was like a big one of those Indiana Jones type hats. I was like, I did not know what it is. I was like referencing my hat, and then my phone on the other hand. I was like, yeah, they look alike. And okay. Now I had to send it back this week. I sent it back. I was like, girl, bye. I love my hat.
I'm not saying that you should love your hat. I'm just so reminded of an episode of my favorite show from the 2010s, which was Happy Endings. Have you ever seen Happy Endings?
I did not.
Where they did an episode where
old as you yet.
Where,
remind me,
sweetie, you were only in your you were in your 20s.
I was still in diapers.
You were not. You were in yeah.
I was a young, beautiful girl.
She was. Look. She said, "I was a young, beautiful girl."
I was. I am, and I always will be.
I was a young, beautiful girl at the time.
Which is more than you could say, Joel.
I'm just saying that I'm loving the hipster vibes that are going on there. Here.
I love my little hats, my fedoras. I love that shit. Like,
his non-prescription glasses that he doesn't need.
Look, I'm gonna put it this way. I bought these glasses at a gas station. I'm that girl. I don't buy expensive glasses at all whatsoever.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's cute. It's a cute look.
It's $100 for a pair of glasses. Even if I had the money, I was like, no, I refuse. I am the most happiest when I buy me that $14 to $20 pair of glasses, girl, and I can rock them the fuck out. I can lose them, scratch them, and be like, okay, I'll just find another pair. And I'm very like, if I see something just catches, I will rock the fuck out of those pairs. So these ones I bought 2 weeks ago, and they're my new favorite pair at the moment. They're like the yellow lens in the front. I love how it makes everything bright. Especially like when you're smoking on the vape, and you're like, whoa, everything is bright.
Wait, what are you smoking on the vape that everything's bright?
Delta 8. Well, like if I take these off, I see normal lighting, but then when I put these on, everything around me has a yellow hue, and it helps actually with the strong lighting within your face. It actually helps tone that down to a yellow tone. And then,
girl, I'm talking about the vaping. I'm not talking about the glass. What are you smoking? What is Delta 8?
Oh, Delta 8 is the legalized THC, legalized marijuana per se.
Oh, okay.
So it's legalized in Texas. It was recently, there was an incident and they made it illegal. Then 2 weeks later, they made it legal again. They just overturned that. Basically, it's just a lower THC content. So essentially, you just get a body high. You typically find it almost at any gas station, any smoke shop. It's always around the CBD section, right? It's right there next to their cousins. And so lower THC. So when you smoke it, when you smoke the vape, it's lower THC, so you get more of a body high. You don't get a full head high, and so you're more like chill and relaxed, but you're still able to concentrate and do what you're supposed to do. You're not completely like zoned the fuck out. Or, and for example, me, like I can be in public and I can be with people, I can be with friends, and like I don't get paranoid because I'm still in control. I just get a chill high, and I'm like super happy, like I'm just mellow as fuck, which I love.
Which y'all, I'm sorry. I know I keep doing this little gesture. We just got a little bit of heartburn.
She old now, and
because she old. We can't be eating. We can't be eating. You know, every time you take a medicine, every time I want to take a medicine.
Well, you was eating ass recently, so that must be it.
It was delicious. It was
Alejandro was on the menu.
It was delicious, and I hope
he did that Gob 3000.
You know what? I really he wouldn't know. No one would know, so it's not a big deal. It's not like I put a picture of Alejandro up and then everybody's gonna be like,
I will post a picture.
No, there will be no pictures.
Right about here.
Because I'm gonna be honest when I say this. Honestly, I think Alejandro might be a little bit on the.
What is it?
When I'm making this gesture,
what does that mean?
That means he's on a discreet, down low kind of. So we don't want to.
You're gonna out the fuck out of.
I don't want to.
I'm kidding. I would never do.
No, yeah, we don't. No,
never.
I don't advocate that. I mean, people have their own journey.
But when we get off air, we'll discuss the plan of action.
Yes, I'll call him on the phone and we'll have a conference.
Wife.
Oh no, I don't think he has one of those.
Joking.
No, he said he didn't have one of those.
Out there, I would never out somebody on purpose, even if I was mad at them. Whatever it is.
I know. Back in the day, I didn't have a problem with it.
I just want you to know that Joel has some secrets. No, I'm kidding.
Joel has no secrets. Y'all already know. And if you know me in the community, I mean, the fact that I went to where I went to when I do my interview,
the glory holes.
That's
where you met your interviewer at, wasn't it?
Probably. But
that's how you got the job offer. You are good at what you do, Joel.
It's good to be known.
Well, they don't know you, so you need to know your mouth.
Well, it's good to be known.
It does the work for you. Let's just say that.
This mouth is recognizable in very many
major bathhouses.
All major bathhouses.
He takes all forms of payment. Just recently
bookstores, all kinds of stuff. Yes, we did just do that, by the way.
Which is separate from
what we're discussing. By the way, please don't. I mean, if you want to, but I'm not giving you any service for that.
But you did. Joel did start us for the Little Gay Talk Show. He does a Cash App and a
Venmo.
And a Venmo, bitch. And you will see the links come. You will see the ads coming for those. So if you feel generous, if you feel the need or want to,
and understand
to the cause and be that girl,
and understand that. This is our own money we spend on everything we do. Everything from the green screen to
that big money, girl.
Yeah, because we ain't making that big money. That's why I'm having to get another job, girl, because we're not making that big money. I love what I do.
And when we get the big money, you're going to see us at the exotic locations. You're going to see us...
Well, the most exotic location we've been now is to Richmond, Texas.
Studio to record it. Okay, bitch. Like, we might have an actual crew. Until then.
Speaking of studio, we will probably be stepping into Easton Studio.
Yeah.
quite soon.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it last time, but he got in a car accident.
Yeah, he got into a car accident. So we will be stepping into...
I actually have a meeting with him tomorrow. He's going to show me how to use the new computer software.
Oh, okay.
That I'm supposed to teach you, by the way.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But yeah, we will be heading into the Out and Proud Studios.
Somebody was like, I want to teach you first, so you can help me teach him. Because Grandpa here.
Can we take a tour of my house? I have computers, laptops.
Can we not?
PlayStations. Hello. How hard is it to teach me how to just load up a program onto backdoor a program?
Have you met you, sweetie?
Okay, that's you teaching me how to use a camera. That's not you. Or I'm sorry, not how to use camera. How to use lighting, which I don't know how to do.
Which I've been teaching you.
Which you have been teaching
for the longest. I always explain to you the whys, and in a good way. Because I always tell you, like, I want you to be able to do this with or without me. I want you, or if I come down and you need a guest co-host and I can't show up to that day, like, hey, girl, he'd be like, oh, I got this. I know.
Yeah, exactly
the way he used to do it.
Exactly. I wouldn't have the camera though.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the camera, but I would at least have enough video up where he'd be like, you know what, I'll make it work.
I would teach you how to use the camera. And
I would know how to make it work.
Sis, and if you do fuck it up,
he's already taught me photography, how to take better pictures on my iPhone, by the way.
Correct.
And on the good iPhone, not the one that I'm currently using.
The backdrop that was supposed to bring you when you went, because Joel wants to do TikToks and things like that, and so I was supposed to bring you that. I keep forgetting. Remind me, because next time I forget.
I have been learning how to use lighting while doing. If you want me to teach you how to use green screen for your videos, bitch. You can, that would be nice.
Background.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you don't even need anything.
I think they have a green screen feature on there, so I can
especially on TikTok.
Yeah, on TikTok. So you can catch me on TikTok every now and then. Not a lot. Every now and then. Now the show's episodes get done on that little gay talk show.
Now in charge of our social media.
So the show's episodes and stuff get downloaded on that little gay talk show.
Yes.
With the little lipstick heart. But for me, my own personal page, which I did before this, was in small letters, that little gay talk show. I'm going to figure out how to change all of that so that it won't be confusing. But there is one where it's just me, and then there's one for the show. So, but I'll figure out how to work that out. And that's what I've been trying to do, is figure out how to change the name so it wouldn't be on TikTok. Because when I first started the show, before we got together, I had that little gay talk show. But it was only a picture of me, and it's a funny picture.
Oh, you want to change the profile picture?
No, I want to change the name. On that profile, so it's not the same thing as that.
After the show.
Yeah, we'll look at it after the show. But for the most part, it's a funny picture. It's a picture of me over the summer during COVID, super depressed, in my underwear and t-shirt.
Oh no, we're not posting that.
Standing, yes, it's already done. It's already there. But it's not on. We'll talk about it afterwards.
I'm glad we had.
You know what? People are going to go look for it there.
I thought this was a mutual decision.
Well, it was a decision made way before you came around. I've never even talked to you about it because I thought about getting rid of it, and then I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it.
And as you should,
because it's got quite a few followers, so I didn't want to get rid of it.
Quite a few flops because of that picture. That's why.
No, it's not the picture. I look good. And I think that I'm on a theme because red and blue seem to be my colors. I'm always in red and blue. So
good in red. That's good on you.
Well, we've done an hour.
Yeah, we have. It's been a good show so far.
It's been a fantastic show. I don't know if you want to keep going or if you want to call it.
I'm good.
You want to call it?
Yeah.
We can call it. Okay, well, you know what? We had a great time. We did talk. Yes. By the way, I just wanted to make sure.
Recapping.
We did talk about Travis Scott issues and everything else.
Kanye West. At the Manil Museum, we talked about James Corden, Paul Rudd, Eternals. We mentioned movies. blockbuster DVDs, how maybe movie theaters are going to slowly die out and become just more streaming.
But like I said, I just want to. Can I throw out a reminder here? Just want to throw out a reminder to everyone when it comes to the Travis Scott situation. Let the investigators finish what they need to do.
Yes, correct.
And then we'll take it from there. I don't want to put too many opinions out here.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have seen the weird social medias, the weird conspiracy theories.
Carried away.
These hoes, y'all get carried away with this shit. y'all get really carried away.
Y'all ain't got shit to do.
Y'all don't have much to do. So let's just wait until everything is finished.
We're doing a shout out to Amanda and a shout out to Tom Ramsey. Thank you for always watching the show. We love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for
exactly.
Joel agreed with Tom. I told Joel, I told Joel your suggestion, and then he just started laughing. He's like, "I told you, bitch. I've been right." And I'm like, "No, you're not. That's what you're not gonna do. What he did do, and what it was, and what it is."
So, Tom, point out the part in this whole little thing where I've checked out.
He said that whenever I cut you off, you do this look like just bitch, like bitch. Fucking cut me off again. I'm learning not to cut Joel off. It's a learning process.
But it's not a big deal. We have a good time on here.
Please, I just want to sing.
He just cut me off. But we have a good time on here, and we do everything we can, and we always have a learning experience, and it's so much fun. And I'm so glad that I do this show with Julio, and Julio's glad he does it with me. So anyway, we're gonna move on now because we'll be doing our OnlyFans video shortly after this.
We're gonna do your OnlyFans,
and
I'm nowhere near it.
Please,
let's see the money.
Please send the tips in as quickly as possible because Julio has a vacation he needs to take, and I need to buy a new home. So as soon as our OnlyFans is done, we'll let you know.
Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Please follow, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Roast us in the comment section. Ask questions. That's another one that Tom brought up. People should ask questions. If you have questions, anything you want us to discuss on the show, bitch, drop it in the comment section. We'll read them. We actually read the comments, and
exactly. And we're gonna call it a day by saying, please watch the last video that we did because you're going to learn a lot from Lola's standards.
Yes,
that was a beautiful episode. We really loved and enjoyed that episode.
Do like an episode of just them two, but doing like a frequently asked question. I was thinking about. I'll tell you off air. I was thinking about creating a new segment that would be really fantastic, and I would love to feature them in that first segment.
Okay, but please go back and watch that video again. I don't know if he can. Maybe I want to do one of these numbers where, hey, here's the video. Please watch that video where Julio will put that video up. But that really was one of the most important and one of the funniest videos that we've ever done. So please watch that video. You're really going to learn a lot.
Yeah, I want Lola to have like an episode by herself with whoever she wants on the show. I told her that. I was like, girl, we need to get you on the show. Like, you can just interview like. And you know what? If you want to reach out to us and you want to have a show under our umbrella, let us know. Like, we're open to ideas, suggestions, and we're willing to meet with people. So let's go from there.
Yeah, we're all about having fun and expanding. So thank you for watching another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, Joel Tatum and Julio Briseño, and we're out.
Have a good one, doll.